Marvel fans have discovered deactivated but real Facebook groups for upcoming MCU Phase 4 movies. Wait until you hear the craziness that people uncovered.
It's like the news, but for nerds.
Today's shout out goes to Matt. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Indeed, Millie Bob Brown is rumored to be in the Eternals movie. We will do another nerd card question at the end of this video. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. I'm Josh. Welcome back to the den. And if you're feeling down, if you've got a case of the Mondays, I've got one solution. Smash that like button in the face! Start your week off right. Smash like. Now, real quick, before we get into this Facebook groupie, MCU Facebook groupie. Before we get into all that craziness, I do want to go over the box office report. As we talked about last week, it was uncovered that due to the Sony Marvel contract, if Spider-Man Far From Home did not make $1 billion, all the rights were going to revert back to Sony. And although we were all pretty confident that this was something that the movie was going to accomplish, the second weekend in the box office is always clutch for these kind of things. If there was a dramatic drop-off, we could have been in trouble, could have fizzled out rather quickly in the weeks to come, and maybe not hit $1 billion. But Spider-Man Far From Home crushed it once again. The total box office for this thing is $847 million. It's all but locked in. Marvel will make the next Spider-Man movie. Far From Home will make $1 billion. Oh, and when it comes to Avengers Endgame, what's really interesting is it's closer to beating Avatar, but I'm still not certain that it will. Technically, the movie is about $8 million behind Avatar for the top spot of grossing all time. And there are some reports that this re-release thing still has to come out to certain markets. And some people are reporting that this movie is going to stay in theaters until September. I mean, it will be in dramatically less theaters than it was when it first came out. But I guess if you give it that much time, it is possible that this movie will catch Avatar and make up that last $8 million. But we'll just have to keep an eye on that. I will let you know if it does. All right, so let's get into the news. This is crazy. It legitimately shocked me when I heard about this. Some people out there online, and God bless the internet for all of their crazy time wasting, but some people online found these Facebook groups that are real but deactivated. These are official Marvel Facebook groups that just haven't been set to public yet. And people found them for the Black Widow movie and the Eternals movie. And when I first heard that, I was like, okay, that's cool, but we already know those movies are coming out. Like, we're pretty dang sure those are the two releases for 2020 for Marvel Studios. So not really shocking stuff, not earth-shattering in any way. And also, this is probably how people discovered these pages. They were probably just searching around on Facebook for information about these two movies, which again, we're pretty sure are coming out next year. However, this is where the craziness just begins. Apparently, these people similarly found 3 other Facebook groups that seem to be hinting towards Marvel Studios movie. And these Facebook groups are for the Dark Avengers, the Young Avengers, and Marvel's Ironheart. What the holy mother of God, this is actually a huge reveal because we've been talking about Dark Avengers and we've been hearing rumblings of even Young Avengers online, and this has been heavily speculated to be a big part of what Marvel is doing past Phase 4. And it would appear, because specifically Dark Avengers is on this list, that at least part of what we have been hearing is true. It is very likely we will be getting that Dark Avengers movie. Now, on the hashtag show, there was this big scoop about how the Young Avengers movie is going to be developed as well, that Marvel was developing a script for that movie also. Like, alongside with the Dark Avengers, they're developing that script too. And we've talked about this before, but you've got Peter Parker, he's pretty young. You have Cassie Lang, who's now old enough to maybe be Ant-Man or Wasp or Yellow Jacket or something. And we could bring in younger people as well and create the cast of Young Avengers. That might be cool. I am obviously most hyped for Dark Avengers. I'm really hoping they bring the Norman Osborn character into the MCU. We've been hearing a lot of rumors about this. There is, of course, the person that bought the Avengers Tower, and we're all really curious about that. And by the way, Feige's been dodging on that question. People have been trying to hit him with that question, and he is super dodgy on that. So, you know, whatever it is, there is a plan there, and he's not, you know, being upfront about it. Now, Marvel's Ironheart, that's a really interesting one because we've actually been hearing a lot of buzz about Ironheart online. Tony Stark himself, Robert Downey Jr., being on social media, giving a blessing to the Ironheart movie coming. Like, he literally made a post about it or something like that. And to me, this is all so interesting because the Ironheart character from the comics is actually not that popular of a character. There's a whole bunch of Marvel fans that actually really dislike that character. And I could do a whole video on what's been going on with Marvel Comics over the past 5 to 6 years and like what they've been doing, why fans haven't exactly been responding to it. I think it's really interesting stuff. But suffice it to say, this is a spicy one because if Marvel is truly going the route of making Marvel's Ironheart, I'm not sure how many Marvel fans that read the comics rather are actually going to get down with that. Now for my own part, I think it would be very interesting to do the Ironheart, and I think Ironheart in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a much better chance of being more interesting and organic than what they did with Ironheart in the comics. Now that's just my opinion, but especially if they go the route that this is Tony Stark's daughter and we literally just watch her deal with the legacy of her father, try to figure out her own way, and of course want to be some version of Iron Man. Yeah, that's all really, really cool stuff. I think it would be great, particularly if we get some scenes with Robert Downey Jr. by him being either AI or maybe flashbacks or something. I mean, we literally love that character so much that attaching Ironheart to that character as much as possible, I think is a really smart move. And I actually have so much faith in Feige and the MCU that I'm excited to see their version of Ironheart. But it's worth noting that like, that's a spicy one. Like, you're gonna hear people complaining about that. Now let me give you like my take on all of this. I think this Facebook find is legit. Like, I mean, think about it. They've got the Eternals movie and the Black Widow movie. That's a lot of smoke. We're pretty sure there's fire. Like, those movies are coming out. And so it makes me believe that Marvel is being pretty proactive in sort of grabbing up these Facebook pages before they eventually release all this stuff. I don't know if this means we will get this information released soon. Like, we might be way ahead of Marvel's plans for how they're gonna disseminate this information. I guess what I'm saying is they might not even bring up Dark Avengers or Young Avengers at San Diego Comic-Con or D23. Like, I'd love for them to do so, but they might not. So for now, this is really just kind of one more log on the stack of, yeah, this is probably happening in the MCU. And as I said, I think Dark Avengers, that's totally the way you go with this. The world is in disarray right now. I think it's amazing that someone would take advantage of the state of chaos and create the Dark Avengers, like this MCU version of Dark Reign. This is working for me. I'm all in on that. Young Avengers could be cool, a cool change of pace. Like, I'm okay with that. Not super into it, but I think it'll be cool. And I'm interested in what they could do with Ironheart, but I think like many Marvel fans, I'm skeptical of them doing that movie. Like, I don't think that character's very popular. Why would they even bring her into the MCU? I don't know. I don't really fully understand it. By the way, I could do a whole video on that, and I think I might do a whole video on that because it looks inevitable at this point that we have to discuss the elephant in the room when it comes to Marvel Comics and it comes to the MCU's future, because these things will converge in a way that, like, you know, probably makes a lot of Marvel Comics fans very nervous. So yeah, look for that video in the future. And that's gonna be a fun comment section. Woo! I also want to say too, I really hope this stuff is announced at San Diego Comic-Con and D23, because I would love for some of these movies that we got the slates for, like, you know, there was this leak back in the day where Disney revealed all of the dates it had for films, including Marvel Studios films. And we started like piecing in all these movies we thought were coming next, including like Captain Marvel 2 and Doctor Strange 2. But I would love for some of these spots to be taken up by Young Avengers or Dark Avengers. I want more event films and less solo stuff, so I'd be into that if they go that way. Either way, guys, we're getting a ton more information coming very soon. It is the week of San Diego Comic-Con. Holy cow! This weekend's gonna have a ton of stuff for us to go over, so make sure you are subscribed, enable notifications, because lots of stuff to talk about this weekend. Now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. I wanna know, according to the Marvel Studios rumor mill, what character might replace Norman Osborn for Dark Reign and Dark Avengers if Marvel cannot get that character from Sony. Character we've seen in the MCU before, what character will replace Norman Osborn according to rumors for Dark Reign and Dark Avengers in the MCU? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.